host, Joey Shimataro, and his crew of merry castaways. No piping plovers will be intentionally harmed in the production of this podcast.
Let me see. What did I do wrong?
Oh, there you go.
No,
It was muted.
It was muted. All right, we're good.
I hope we're good
Can
now.
people hear us?
Did
Please
you
comment.
just change the setting on your end?
I saw that it was muted, so I unmuted
You
it,
did,
and then
okay.
I see the green bar.
Yeah, I see the green bar.
Take it from
Okay,
the top.
we're good.
Take it from the top.
It feels good. We're back at HQ.
Smelly.
Well, it's HQ2 now that we have 44 Main Street. This is HQ2.
Oh,
We have Jimmy Dalpiaz.
Good
We
morning,
have
Gloucester.
exciting news about Jimmy Dalpiaz. We're going to save that's a little teaser right there. They call him the business. Nicole Wadsworth.
Just say, Nicole, why do you do this every week?
I don't
You make it so awkward every week by like.
no, I don't know what you're doing.
I was gonna send this to Pat because this is you saying how happy you are to be back. I think you were crying.
No, I was probably crying in that picture. Yeah, no, I'm not happy to be back at the Lobster Company. I'm happy to be back here with my friends taping the podcast, which is one of my favorite things to do outside of hanging out. My favorite thing in the world to do is to have an embrace from my wife. That's my number one favorite thing.
Oh,
Isn't that nice?
That after that and spending time with her, this is my second favorite thing.
Oh, come
Third
on.
favorite thing to do is smoke a cigar with my buddies. But we got Nicole with us. We have Donna Rogers, fresh from a big win, beat
Good
Boston
morning.
College,
Big win.
I am-
50 something to 0.
Yes.
Bill O'Brien
Bill O'Brien era has
That's great.
has arrived.
taken off.
And we have the Pat Cam
Hi, Pat.
minus the mask.
Look at we've
That
got
is
all
such a
the
clear picture. Pat
fan-
looks great.
we've got all the
Yes.
fancy equipment. We're back to
Yes.
fancy equipment.
We have a solid connection. We're not relying on
Yeah, we're
Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
streaming from some janky location.
Yeah.
I don't know why our chat isn't working though. That bothers me.
yeah.
I spent all the
yeah,
time to
'cause
set
there's
that up.
chatting here.
Yeah. Good morning, Steve.
can't remember.
Steve Conti.
Hi, Steve.
Good morning,
Steve's up in Maine, I think,
Joanne
right?
Wood.
I got to have a couple of drinks with Annie last night. I hope Annie
Yes.
chimes in and
at
Donna.
the Nest. I mean, at the
No.
rum line.
Nope,
Lion
over at
Rock.
Mile Marker.
Oh,
Her
that's
favorite
right.
band who's playing the Bordellos.
I love the Bordellos. They play at the Rum Line like once a month, and they're really good. And 3 of them were over at
Wow, Mom.
the Mile Marker.
Wow.
Early 5 to 7.
Was it comfortable there? Was it the
It
temperature?
was
warm?
cold.
It was cold. Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny because it was cold over there, and then Donna rolled in a tank top and shorts from the BC game, and I was like, "You're crazy," and she said, "No, it was hot there." And then somebody else while we were there sent me pictures from up in New Hampshire at an event they were at, and they were also it was like hot. Everyone was in like
Everyone
Sure, it's,
inland.
like,
Anyone
yeah.
away from the ocean.
well, they
was-
were at Hampton. They were up at they were in
Wow.
Hampton Beach. And
Oh yeah, the chat.
everyone looked like it was super hot up there.
So wait, I can't hold back this next story any longer because it absolutely made my I was scrolling. I've been waking up at 2:00 in the morning and like doom scrolling through Instagram for like an hour, and it's not a healthy,
No.
not a healthy.
Scroll. Yeah, I
Take
like
it from a true menopausal woman. Scrolling at 3 a.m. It gets you nowhere.
It gets you nowhere. No, I know, but it just.
I buy stuff. I get packages from China arriving. It's
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
You know,
But this is a big story. Let me announce this story, and because this is like one of the best things that's happened to our group this week, and,
Wow.
I think
I
that
can't
this
wait
is
to hear.
Jimmy Dalpiaz, Coach of the Year, Jimmy Dalpiaz of O'Malley Field Hockey, who took a program that was in shambles 3 years ago, and has
wasn't in
completely reinvigorated it. They got a call. They got a call from there was a tournament in Danvers,
yeah, top-notch field hockey.
top-notch field
in
hockey.
Danvers.
They said, "Can you field the team?" Because a team they backed out at the last minute.
They get
Could you
brackets.
field a team?
Need
Jimmy puts together a team of his girls.
how much,
all the other
how
girls-
Much notice?
How much notice? Quickly, just one sentence. How much notice? Because I want to tell the story.
Thursday night.
I
Thursday night.
interrupted.
Okay.
I interrupted.
So Thursday night, very quickly, they were going up against girls that play club field hockey. They had the uniforms. They had the thing there. The Gloucester O'Malley team
Scrappy.
had no jerseys, had no goalie, had no subs. And what was the result, Jim?
Took first place.
Took it, baby.
Yeah.
Took it all.
Yeah.
And here is the team
That's
right
the
here.
fisherman right there.
There it is, right there. Look at the
Oh,
looks
how
on those
cute they
girls.
are. Cut it out.
Oh my.
Look at the look on
goodness.
those
I don't know
girls.
if I
Now
know
they're
any of
filling the
those
blanks.
kids.
To fill in some of the
Amazing.
blanks, some of the holes here. The Danvers tournament, Danvers did a great job hosting this thing on the Danvers High School field. They called Lauren
Mhm.
Riley Gove, the head coach, and said, we had somebody drop out. Hey, we know that you have a program. What do you think? Can you get some girls together? So she made some calls now this was 6th grade only.
Okay.
That's the only thing they would allow in. So they said, can you get some girls together? So Lauren started making some phone calls, and she called me and said, I have these type of girls. Can you do some? So all day Friday, we're handing out permission slips. We're talking to parents last minute because Saturday at 5:00 was the first game. So we had to get there, do our stuff. Now, yeah, we don't have uniforms. So I took the best color that I could find. That's pennies. And notice how some of them didn't even fit the girls. But threw the pennies on, and we did have one sub because one girl heard about it. Her friends were going. Now she wanted to try. It was
Nice.
7-on-7 playing. And yes, we didn't have a goalie. So we played 7-on-7 field hockey with no goalie. And we took the whole.
And how many goals did you score at the whole tournament, and how many goals against?
We scored 15 goals, and we gave up one
With no goalie.
with no goalie.
That's a
What in the
testament.
world?
That's a testament to
That's-
Jimmy's coaching.
That's
Amazing.
No, it's the dedication of the girls who are out there and just working their drills. And the best part I loved,
That's
is-
amazing.
I moved everybody everywhere. We set up a plan. We talked about it. I told them what we were going to do. We were moving people, and so many people scored. So it was just a really good feeling to see all that. And
That's awesome.
you could tell when they were holding their trophy up.
Yeah.
And it's going to be in the school because one of the parents is the SRO officer,
Is
Sutera.
Yep.
I don't remember his first name. I know the last.
Oh
name.
yeah.
And he said, it was funny. I went to the girls after it and I said, okay, we're putting that in the school. And they went, yes. And the girls went, I'll bring it. And the parents are yelling out, you can't even remember your books. You're not taking it.
Oh,
Bad.
they'll
So
remember
he
that.
stepped up. He stepped up and said, I'll take it. I'll get it to the school. And I went, I'm giving it to the officer. So
awesome.
that was them. And it was a fun time.
That's
And
amazing.
Great. That's a
Great.
It's a great
That's a
story.
feel-good story to start out the
Oh, we're
podcast.
done. We should end on that.
Yeah, we should
We're
end
done.
it.
We're done. It was
That
nice
is
having you all with us
amazing.
this morning.
We have some podcast prizes this morning. I'm going to shoot it over to Pat.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. And I didn't give you enough notice.
Mm.
So we have a Good Morning Gloucester long sleeve, slightly dusty. It's been kicking around my office for a while, but never been worn.
Wait a minute. XL.
And that's cotton. That's
It's It's a
It's-
good weight.
It's it's a
It's gonna be
relatively
cozy.
very warm, and it's kind of a mock turtleneck. thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what. It is.
Then we
It's
have
very 1980s.
Oh look, Jim, you're hearing from one
Holy
of your former
Wendy
students.
Hans Washburn.
No
you have been
way.
a great coach for a long time.
Oh wow!
Oh, is that
Wendy.
one of your students?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Wow.
This is like
Wow.
Jim Delpias. This is your life.
This is your life.
Holy man!
Keep
We
on
gotta put him
chiming
on
in.
we gotta put him on the dais.
Thank
Right?
you, Wendy.
I'm getting verklempt over here.
Oh, we get all
Oh.
the clip. Pat, we have you on the camera to try to explain what the prizes are.
Oh, that's all you told me.
No, we have a couple prizes over there.
You
don't we?
didn't tell me what they. You only told me this.
We have half of a bagel.
No,
There's a
no,
half of it, yeah.
no. There was something else over
There's
there.
a community connection phone book.
Oh, fuck. There should be another prize. All right, well, that's it.
There's these cards. You don't mean these.
No, no,
The
that's
mug
it.
behind your.
That's fine. We got one prize this week because that's a good prize.
That
All
is a good
we're
prize.
good.
See
All
what
right.
happens when Chris doesn't show up. Has Chris chimed in yet? Wheels have fallen off the bus.
Yeah.
Wheels are falling off the bus.
Where is
So,
Chris
where's-
Langalinga?
So let's go through some of our comments and give a shout. We'll do a rundown with our viewers so far. We have Robert and Annette Spanks, the swingers from the highest STD rate community in the United States, the Villages. Joanne Wood, Steve Conti, Carol Lupian,
Perfect.
Mike Rogers, your betrothed,
My betrothed is here.
Boy,
Yeah.
Mike.
He's winning in our pool so far.
Annie Rochon, which is Steve Conti's betrothed. Warren Wah, which we're going to talk about the EV
Warren.
that I've been driving around, and Jimmy got to drive, and I had a new experience yesterday charging it, which is a breeze, and I didn't even have any instructions. I just figured it
and
out.
you're not electrocuted, so that's
I'm
good.
not
There you
electrocuted.
go.
Phil Scannell, good morning, perfect day. Linda Jerome Tupman,
Hi.
Mike Bertolino, Carlo Massiri, your Wendy L. Hans Washburn. Never
Yeah,
seen that.
that
Never
was-
seen that one
Hi,
before.
Wendy. Wow.
Where are we? And Mary Rowley. Never seen that name before. Grace Massiri. Good morning. Thank you, Jim. Some of my former students in that group of girls. Congratulations. And Bill Minton gets us. Bill Minton, fellow cigar smoker, Bill Minton, with us. So there's that.
So we were at last week. We were at Mile Marker. I was with Chris and Jamie for a minute, and Hucklebuckle. Hucklebuckle was with Chris and Jamie. I didn't go to Maine with Chris and Jamie though last night, so I was on my own. And somebody came up to Chris. I was right there. This is where the story's going. Somebody came up to Chris, not Nicole, who's been here for years, and said, "Hey, are you on that Good Morning Gloucester?" And Chris said, "I am." And then Chris and this gentleman who is probably listening talked for, I don't know, like 20 minutes. And he said, usually I watch from in bed, and he lives down south somewhere. But he owned, I wish Chris was listening to chime in, but he owned something with a partner up here in Gloucester, some business that I forget. But literally, had no idea who I was. And Chris said right away, Nicole's on Good Morning Gloucester
Been
too.
on for
And he
over 12 years.
He went, and then Chris said, "But she's really forgettable, so it's okay." And I was
So-
like,
There we
so
go again.
Well,
good
I'm
for
going to
my-
lead right into.
So good for my ego.
Why don't you talk about your experience yesterday in the store? What happened with the friend?
Oh, this was heartbreaking.
Oh,
A friend,
God.
an acquaintance of Joey's came to the door, poked his head in the door, and said, "Is Joey here?" No, he's not here right now. He's down at the dock. Okay, well, tell him that a name. I don't think I'll.
Bill Cowboy.
Oh,
Cowboy McCloy.
McCloy said hello. Are you his parents? He said to Jim and I.
I can see that.
Which no, made me go in the back room and close the door and have a little cry.
Why? Because you'd be embarrassed to have me as a son?
No, it's just I didn't think I looked
Could you?
old enough to be your mother.
Could you be physical? How old are you guys?
We're about 10 years older than
Oh,
you
so
are.
yeah, that couldn't even be physically
Yeah.
possible.
It's about 10, 12 years, somewhere in that range.
Who's
No,
this
okay.
we? I'm older. I'm not 10.
Pat, you
older than
handled that so well. How old are you? Now, that's when you hear the question, you always cringe. You're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you
wanna
why.
say
I
my
don't-
age.
This
I'm
is
okay,
the
I'm
reason
okay
why,
with this.
because I haven't seen Cowboy McCloy for a long time, so he probably remembers me as my younger self. Because
Oh,
I have
that could be.
I have
didn't think
aged
of
a
that.
million years in the last 5. It seems I look like a
That's
really
because you've
old
been
man.
to Rogers.
That's before I entered the Rogers Matrix. We have a new term, by the way. Mike and so we have this group chat. It's mostly boaters, but the Rogers are in it because the Rogers are everybody's guest on the boats.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so I think McCarthy termed it like because last week they really got after it. They started on like Thursday
after
night
it,
and they
yeah.
went all the way through Sunday getting
Yeah.
after it.
Yeah.
So McCarthy coined the phrase, I entered the Rogers matrix, which means
Yes.
you've just been,
Yeah.
you
It's
know,
really the vortex. I think he meant the word vortex, but whatever.
get spun up in there. Be careful. Joey,
I started and ended.
Bill
in that.
Minton says we need a cigar lounge in Gloucester. Bill, there's truer words have never been spoken.
Has that ever been tossed around?
I
up
think
here?
that there's some rules against it in
Because
Massachusetts.
the one in Middleton on 114, they
Grandfathered.
yeah, well, everything's grandfathered in Middleton, but don't get me started on
Isn't
that.
there also one in Raleigh?
Yes.
Grandfathered also?
Grandfather is also.
Oh, so there's been some research.
And
done
Paul
on this
Gigaloni
topic.
had ownership, I think, in both places at one time.
Oh, he did. All
Yeah.
right, so if there was going to be one, Paul would make it happen.
And, yeah.
Oh, Shasha's with us. Good morning, Shasha.
Hey,
There's
good
that.
Shasha,
morning.
see, I don't have my
Charlene.
big screen.
Charlene, we were just talking about.
Shasha is
We were
here.
just talking
Good
about the
morning.
Rogers Vortex. Ryan Hull, can I apply to be on the field hockey team if I read at a middle school grade level?
Well, actually, can I ask a follow up on the field hockey? So, Jim, is this like the team? Like, is there an established middle school team
Yeah.
at
6, 7, 8.
O'Malley?
Yes.
Okay, so
And this was a tournament on. You need 11 players.
yeah,
This was a 7-on-7.
right off the
Yeah,
the
that
schedule.
they
kind of
just
thing.
threw
They
a
just-
tournament together.
Great.
That's it.
So, I assume it's an active season right now. So, if
Yeah.
people want to come down and see these
My
fantastic
first game
girls
is
play,
Wednesday, the 11th at home.
perfect.
Nice.
And the
So
home games are at O'Malley.
And to answer Ryan, you do have good-looking legs, but yeah, you have to wear the outfit. That's the kilt and everything
Gotta
else.
bring the dog.
So think about it, Ryan.
so this is the week. We have Kate has her first home opener at the home opener she's coaching assistant coach volleyball at Hamilton Wenham. My daughter Madeline Tuesday, Hamilton Wenham, and then Jimmy for field hockey. It's gonna be sports all the time for me. That's what my fall is gonna be.
Yeah, I'm feeling this sports thing right now.
Well, yeah, you were at the BC game yesterday.
Sporty
Yeah,
Spice.
so let's just spend a few seconds on the Boston College Eagles.
Bill O'Brien.
I started there 40 years ago this week.
Oh.
Dating myself, but that's okay. And I mean, the Eagles fan base is we're just, on our tippy toes. Like we're
Flying
excited.
high. Flying high right now.
So my daughter is a sophomore there, and yeah, it was just a great tailgate yesterday. People are very excited. We get games the next 3 Saturdays.
Wow.
They're home next. They're home
Notice
for
she
the
went
next
to the
2.
tailgate first, said how great it was.
And then the
Well,
game.
Well, no, I'm
Talking
leading
about
up to.
Oh,
That's the natural progression. I
the
would
natural
say.
progression.
Well, all right, well,
Yeah. And the game, I mean, what was it, 56-0? They just blew them out. And, there's a lot of momentum with the team. And my daughter's like, do you think ESPN Game Day will come here? I said, if you keep winning, you never know.
You never know. That's right. Yeah. They play in, probably the 3rd or 4th best, toughest conferences. They play it. They're going to start getting into some very difficult games.
Yeah.
But they have a
coach.
winning NFL professional.
Local guy
Coach.
from St. John's Prep.
Yeah.
Graduated from. And
Yeah.
we're really excited to have Bill on board. And I, can't see.
I
where this
can't
goes.
imagine what the how they have those offices, BC especially, like the alumni, they just probably
Go Eagles.
pounding everybody for donations to keep Bill O'Brien there. Because if he wins, he's gonna have offers to leave. How long do you know how long his contract is?
I don't. I should, but I don't. Let's read some comments. Do we have some comments for the Eagles?
Let's see. Mike Berlino, my son and I are huge BC fans.
Oh,
Brian Bagantosi. I've never heard that name before.
All
Go
right, Brian,
Eagles. Was
welcome.
at the game as well.
oh.
There's that. And Charlene says we are constantly in the Rogers vortex.
I don't know, or are we in the McCarthy vortex? I don't know.
Pat, did you know that your name was called in the Amvex raffle?
I did know that, and they were very, very prompt in getting the award to me before I could even get down there and pick it up.
Wow, there you go.
Yeah, it was fun.
God
I like
bless.
that Pat said award before she said reward.
Yeah,
It
I
was
did.
an award.
Mm.
I would consider that an award as well.
Yeah,
If I
that's a good take.
first,
I officially resigned from the Elks this week. I made the phone call,
Mhm.
I did the email, and I officially resigned. I had too many memberships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Talk
So-
to my husband about that concept. would
I
you
got
please?
so we're doing St. Peter's Club, which is
Mhm.
tremendous, right downtown.
Mhm.
I love that, and AmVets, which is right downtown as well.
You're a
That's-
downtown kind of guy.
I love downtown. I fucking love it.
I know you do.
Especially I love the west end of downtown.
You know, mentioning St. Peter's Club reminds me of renovations, and we were with Chief Conley yesterday for a tour of the police station,
Oh,
which is the post today. So there's a lot of pictures.
Did you have any pictures that you gonna put up on the thing?
No, because I didn't really intend to bring this up, but you talked about renovations, and I just want to thank him for his time because I know he's probably had more than enough of media, entertaining media this week, and it was also just nice of him to spend part of his day with us, showing us the renovations. We had not seen past the lobby ever,
Yeah.
so it was, and it's state of the art. Everybody, all the residents should be really pleased.
So is the courthouse still gonna be there?
Yeah, so the courthouse upstairs, they're working on that now, and they're hoping that will be completed by the end of the year. And they're also working on as I understood it, a simulation training, a training facility on the third floor that uses simulations to help officers train muscle memory for responses
Oh, wow.
in different situations.
Wow.
And we've been invited to test it out.
Oh.
It's the GMG crew.
Oh, yeah.
God.
Oh, except for
When
McCarthy.
it's so
He said McCarthy would be in the bathroom
He's
the whole
not
time.
allowed.
He said.
So that would be, if it's on schedule, it'll probably be after the new year.
That's fantastic.
Thank you. So thank you, Chief, for
nice.
spending that time.
Oh wow, I love it. Brian Bagantosi says his wife went to Michigan State. Going to be
Oh.
an interesting game in 2 weeks at the Heights.
yes.
Daughter promised to wear BC gear.
There you
She
go.
took her. Well, that's easy.
If you
when it's a
need some
home game.
BC gear, just shoot us a note.
You got a lot. I grew up a huge BC fan. My best friend, he went to BC. He was 5 years younger than me, so I went to a lot of those games and had an absolute blast. And then my heart was broken when they left and basically
The Big
with
East.
the reason that they left the Big East, and the Big
Yeah.
East is a shadow of its former self. And
Yeah.
I mean, could you imagine if actually a Bill O'Brien led BC could actually make some noise in the ACC?
Yeah.
I mean, I just assumed that they would not have any kind of
Presence.
possibility because
Yeah.
everything's about recruiting. You know?
Well, but the whole transfer pool has completely changed the whole dynamic of college football.
Yeah.
Of college sports in general.
So Brian graduated in '94. Well, Donna graduated at like 1 or 2 years just before you.
Yeah, right. 88. I'll admit my age.
There's that. Nicole
94.
has.
Closets of gear. There you go.
I am dying to hear. Nicole has a topic, and the title. All she did was the title. She follows instructions. She put in our show notes. She just put it out there, and no one pressed her to give her response to this. So I am eagerly awaiting. The title that you put was Nicole loved Instacart until she didn't. Dot,
Wah,
dot, dot.
wah, wah, yeah.
Mm.
So
Yeah, so I have been using Instacart only for like 2 months. I don't have, I don't have cleaning people. I don't have, shoppers. I don't have it's just me. It's me and the boys. But I did start using Instacart because we literally don't have time. I know how annoying that sounds, but I work a ton. The boys are never around. I have a couple of other personal reasons, but so we don't ever go to the grocery store. So I've been Instacarting, and we have Thatcher and Finn, and I have another lovely young man living with us this summer, and they eat a lot, and then we throw away a lot of food because they don't eat what they're supposed to be eating. But I started to use Instacart, and I was singing the praises of Instacart because of the convenience. So we recycle like a lot of the shopping list. I add some new things. there's like a really small fee. It gets delivered. The boys unpack it, and it's made my life like exponentially easier. So this week I went to go Instacart, and it's like a $350 order. And they couldn't get it delivered that night. So the next window was going to be early in the morning the next day. And that wasn't going to work because the boys were at school and I was at work. So I chose to have it delivered later at night, which meant at about 3:00, the shopper who was assigned to my order started shopping. So my phone started to kind of blow up. And usually I just say, like, you could choose whether you want to have the item refunded if it isn't available or to have them make a different selection. So usually I just say make another selection, like, because I'm at work and I can't answer this. But it kept on like blowing up. So I like chimed in a couple of times. And then all of a sudden I noticed it was like item being refunded, and the things that the boys had asked for. And kind of like things that we needed, like the bulk of the order. I was like, oh, I really actually needed the milk. I really actually needed the hamburger, whatever. And everything kept on being refunded. And so then I was getting super frustrated. So finally I like took a second, I chimed in and I said, what's going on? Like half my order isn't going to come, like, in which case this was like stupid. So the guy's like, oh, I'm sorry, my phone's dying. I'm just having trouble. I just need to finish this. And I was like, well, that doesn't work for me, So it went on and he got a few more items. And then finally he wrote and he said, my phone's almost dead. Do me a favor and just cancel your order. And I was like, wait, I don't even know how to do that.
So let me just say something. So if you cancel the order, he can't get penalized. If you left the order and he didn't fulfill his thing, he probably would get like some type of penalized, and you probably would get like some type of a benefit from them fucking you over.
Yeah, I have no idea. But all I know is it's an app. There's no, once they start shopping, you can cancel your order before the person gets to the store. There's like cancel order, easy enough, but in the app, there was no way to cancel the order once he picked it up and started shopping, because that would be like, you can't really do this, like canceling an Uber while you're in the Uber. Right. So I couldn't cancel it. But also, again, I was at work and I was like, I don't have time to be dealing with like messaging Instacart. So I let it ride for like 45 minutes until I was able to make a phone call or until I could get on the chat. And even then it was like, doesn't sound like a big deal, but again, this is for convenience sake. So then it took me like 9 minutes with customer service in the chat to figure out how the fuck to get my groceries. Cause again, I wanted them the day before and it was already like 24 hours later. I had the boys lined up to be at home, which my kids were never at home.
Oh yeah.
To unpack the groceries. Cause I was going, from work to I think to bartending that day, or I was going somewhere. I don't know. And so the groceries are going to be dumped on the deck. So all day I was peppering my kids, like, don't forget, you need to be home at 4:00. You can't leave the groceries on and then all of a sudden I had to text them back and eat crow and be like, okay, I'm sorry. The groceries are coming at 4:00. Go do whatever you want,
Oh, yeah.
So the whole thing went from being convenient to like an utter nightmare of my personal
all
time.
day. Yeah.
So I did end up getting the groceries and everything came this time. Like the woman who picked up the order found everything that this guy was saying not available.
He had a better offer.
You had a bad egg.
He had the booty call like online.
Yeah.
Like she's like
literally he was saying
the kids just left the house. Come on over. And then like boom,
Yeah.
So the Instagram cart is filled by an Instagram employee and not
Instacart.
Instacart. I'm sorry, thank
Yeah.
you. Instacart employee rather than
Yes.
Stop and Shop or wherever you are.
Well, I
Yeah.
think so. Do you go through Stop and Shop?
That's Peapod. That's different.
Yeah.
Well, no, don't.
Oh,
they
didn't
used
Peapod-
Instacart
Yeah,
for
yeah,
I forget. I don't think they do people. I think it's like outsourced to Instacart now.
I
If you
think
get
you're right.
deliveries from Stop and Shop.
Yeah, these employees are just like Uber. They're
Working.
people
Oh, okay.
who can
So who's
choose
this
to.
Shipt? Have you heard of this?
So Warren just said
Yeah.
I just switched to Ship. I've never even heard the term.
Ship it.
Ship
Shipped.
it.
Shipped.
Ship.
I'm
Oh,
reading
shipped with a T.
I'm reading Shipt.
SHIPT.
Listen, if it's good enough for Warren Wall, it's good enough for Nicole. So
Well,
think
I will
we're
check
gonna
that out.
research that.
Is it just groceries, Warren?
Maybe it's cars.
Yeah. Is it Porsches? Because
I,
that's not in my. No, I would.
So I guess buyer
I would join
beware
that.
on Instacart. I mean, I think like anything these days, right? Everything's very fluid. So you get, whoever you happen to get
Yeah, you
was
definitely
very-
you got a situation there with a guy
It was just the irony of doing something, paying a little bit extra,
supposed to be convenient.
getting my ducks in a row the night before, doing the order, getting the boys on track to be
It's a
home with the
Jenga
order.
game that you have
You
to
know,
play. Yeah.
I did everything, and then it turned into like
Yeah.
it could not have backfired more.
Ugh.
Cheaper and everything. All right.
Oh
Excellent.
wow, cheaper everything. No heavy lifting fees too.
Nice.
Wow, Warren. That's
Warren,
we-
I have a very
value
nice,
added, Warren.
So
a very
maybe-
nice loaner car in the parking lot right now from BMW PBD.
BMW PB. I happen
Centennial.
I happen to have been there recently.
Right?
Yes.
Nice segue, right?
Next topic.
Yes. I mean, so we're doing our thing right now with the I had mentioned a little background. I had mentioned over the course of a couple of months how it drives me crazy how the people, whenever there's a conversation about electric vehicles, like there seems to be sections of people that like have never been in one chiming in about how they don't work and they're terrible and this, that, and the other thing. And so I became obsessed with I did a deep dive on the internet, watching like countless real world testimonials. Warren was watching the podcast last week, says, let's do a series. So we're doing a series. Chris Laga and I went up Tuesday. We got picked up an iX, and a guy salesperson named Sam gave us the ins and outs. We did a test drive, and I have to tell you, I think that the people that have, I think that like the biggest if I'm Warren Waugh or any EV seller, I think the number one challenge they have is just to get someone behind the wheel of one of these vehicles, because the driving experience is unbelievable as far as a performance, and then the ease of charging them, and it's just on so many different levels. Again, I said before, and now I'm that much more certain, if I didn't have to have a truck to deliver lobsters and have salt water in them, my next purchase would definitely be an EV. This vehicle that we've had this iX. I just would encourage anyone to, if you're shopping and if you want to be the most knowledgeable you can, pop in, take one for a ride, just so the next time you're talking, you're not talking out of your ass when you're talking about these vehicles and making assumptions because some hardcore left person or some hardcore right person that have polar opposing views, and maybe you've never driven them. Drive it for yourself. It's amazing to me. Chris Langanopoulos just had bought one, like literally took delivery of his Rivian literally the next day. It was already in the works before we even started this series. And he texted me last night and said, little side note, they were up in Maine. He went to Kittery Trading Post, went in, shopped for 30 minutes, and he had a full charge. And he says it was so easy. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, talk about the charge. That's the new thing. I think that's frightening a lot of people. How to, to maintain the charge. I'm going to run out. Oh my God, what I have to do. I know I mentioned it, that it's one of my thoughts, especially if I'm traveling as much as I'm traveling.
And the
If I'm you, I wouldn't even consider an EV, because for the distances that you
Right.
drive all the time,
Right.
and you're driving out to rural areas, like where my daughter lives, Miami of Ohio, to get there, you're driving through farmland for miles. And Kate mentioned this, that they were driving from Indianapolis to Oxford, Ohio, and it was kind of a pain because it was miles and miles of farmland, and they didn't prepare, charge it up ahead of time. But I like when I pulled up, on the screen, the navigation screen of the BMW that we have right now, it has all the EV charging stations. Like as you're driving, you can see them pop up all over the place, and I would so it's, if you charge at your house, I think it comes out to be something like a quarter of the price of what you would charge, what it would cost you for traditional fuel. That's a lot of money. A, B, people talk about, it's a pain in the ass to charge. But if you have to charge at your house, so that, for example, this BMW has like a 350 or more mile range. And if you could charge overnight and get 350 miles, I'm not driving personally, just
Right.
because of my driving habits. I'm not driving more than 350 miles in a whole week. So let me see, Ryan Hull, can I use a diesel generator to charge my EV? I have no idea, Ryan, to be honest with you. If you have a plug, I'm sure that there's a plug that you could plug in and have a slow charger that would probably work. But I'm not the guy that like says, I'm not guessing at stuff. Like I'll tell you what I do know and what I don't know.
The other thing too is in the winter, the weather and like
impacts.
We're skiers and stuff. So, you get those bitterly cold days. My understanding is the battery is much less. It drains much faster in cold weather. So again, it's the naysayers are finding reasons. So the technology will improve for sure, but I just wanted to caveat the weather.
Yeah.
I think that, this just sheds light on the fact that for people who can have an EV, who are the type of drivers and the type of like family situation or whatever that are suited for an EV, that some people don't know how many options there are.
Right.
I think that people are kind of like singularly looking at a couple of particular cars when actually, there's so many out there that they may not have thought of that are excellent vehicles.
Yesterday when I was leaving Stop and Shop, Martin Del Vecchio, guy that he was an early adopter. He's owned Tesla for 8 years, and he owned one for 6, traded it in, and got another one. I was eager to talk to him, and I actually sat at the charger at Stop and Shop and talked to him for about 20 minutes about his experience. And the ones that I'm most interested in talking to are the ones that have actually owned the vehicles. He says the only things that he's had to do they chew through tires. Tires are a big thing, but no oil changes, no routine maintenance. Air filter, cabin filters, I think was the other thing. There was 2 things. And the cost of ownership for him was like crazy cheap. And the performance is like, we're talking about like the other part that I talk about, like if I actually owned one, I'd have to really, they're so fun to drive. And so every time you get someone new in the car, you kind of want to punch it to show them like, this is crazy how much force, how much torque there is. Like you'd have to really just like dial back your want for speed because they're so fun to drive. And anyway, I won't go on and on and on and monopolize it with this thing, but we will be getting, Warren, what's the next? Are we getting the Acura next? I forget which vehicle we're getting next, but we'll be sure to do. I want to do more of these, like what we did, drive. I want like 4 of us in the car at the same time doing a podcast from the car.
Let's do a what's that?
Let's
What
do the
they sing?
McCann.
Coffee.
What's the thing where they sing in the car?
Yeah, carpool karaoke.
Carpool karaoke.
Yeah, we could do that too. So there's that. All right. Well, there's that segment. And thank you, Warren and Sedalia, and for everything, making it so fun for us. We're having a blast with it.
I was talking last night, just to go back to talking about having a blast. Remember when the Defenders came out? And you guys got a Defender for a few days, and I got a Defender for a few days. Talk about having a blast with one of those vehicles. And my boys had to have 900 photos taken with the Defenders everywhere we went. They were racing, sale week and whatever, but that was a lot of fun. It's always
Very
fun
cool.
to have these cars.
Blackburn Brewfest, Saturday, September 21st. That's coming up, right, Pat?
It is.
It's a big. Last year it got canceled, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on a second, Jimmy. What happened there? Oh wow! Look at that graphic.
Look
Pretty
at
cool.
that.
She got the PNG right there without the background. I love it. Very sharp. So you can get tickets at the Chamber of Commerce on the Chamber website is thing.
Where is that?
Stage 4 Park. It's a lot of fun. It's going to be a big day, September
Big
21st.
day. That's a big day on the calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah, so last year it got canceled. I think that they're honoring tickets from last year.
I believe that's the plan.
Yeah. So we're gonna get the Porsche Macan, Mercedes, ZDX from Acura, and Audi Q8.
Wow.
Audi Q8. That's gonna be a rocket ship. The Porsche's gonna be a rocket ship. Mercedes is gonna be a rocket ship. The Acura's gonna be a rocket ship. I'm excited. I'm super excited.
I've seen someone with the Porsche Macan.
These are nice cars. I was at a couple of those launches with Lionel.
My
nice
my
cars.
stepson Connor is absolutely loving it. He's just like, oh my god, this
Yeah.
is so
Then-
awesome.
Then you told him to go sit on the lawnmower. That's where you get your.
Ah.
We're going here. You sit on the lawnmower.
So there's that concert ticket prices. Nicole, this is your topic, and we have a graphic for this.
So we were talking after Kenny Chesney. We were doing the math. I don't know if we were on camera when we were doing the math or if we talked about it a little bit, but we were talking about
Highest grossing.
I don't know what. We were talking about concerts and we were trying to do the math for how much money we spent to go to Kenny Chesney and the fact that he ends his tour every year at Gillette and had 3 nights at Gillette and what kind of money does that bring in? And so we had gone through the math and it says, so what I saw yesterday said, for those of you who thought Kenny's tour had high ticket prices, here are the 10 global concert tours. I was going to have people guess. All right.
Oh,
well,
I'm
so
sorry.
no, it's okay. No, I didn't tell you that. So here are the top 10 global concert tours ranked by artists by average box office gross per city. So
Luke Combs.
Luke Combs.
I would have.
love
I
him.
would have not guessed that in a million years.
So what's the second number? Number of tickets sold?
So what does this say? The
Yeah, it
list
must
is
be.
based on data provided to the trade. But number 1, yeah, how many tickets and then average price per
'cause if you
ticket.
divide it into that, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Luke Combs. So here, why don't we just keep? I have
He's
actually,
the
I have more
highest?
pictures. So
You can keep that up, Pat.
Luke Combs, Coldplay, Bruce Springsteen, Pink,
Bruce
Kenny
Springsteen's
Chesney,
still getting it done.
and then does anybody else after Kenny Chesney have any guesses if people want to write
How
in?
is
Because
Taylor
I
Swift
have
not number 1?
I have number 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yeah, I don't know.
I would
where.
have lost a ton of
Yeah, I'm
money
gonna tell us.
of Taylor Swift not being like within the top 3.
Now I don't even know. Yeah, you know what's funny is there's somebody on this list who I do not even know.
We'll say it again.
Two people on this list who I do not even know. So after Kenny Chesney comes on graphics that I did not send in were Foo Fighters,
Mhm.
Dead and Company, which I can understand, and then Max Pizzali. I have no idea who that is.
Max was that? I didn't know Justin Timberlake was.
Justin Timberlake, and
Is-
then
is he even
Carol
touring?
G.
Karol
Carol G. I
G?
don't even know who that is.
Oh wow.
That's kind
Also, don't know how accurate this information is, but it
Yeah.
came from the Kenny Chesney Sun Goes Down tour, and then someone Welcome to the Sandbar. So this came from someone on Kenny Chesney's like one of his
that
fan
is
pages and
amazing to
whatnot.
me. I can't imagine
Taylor Swift not
Taylor
being
Swift
on there,
not being on there.
but look at those numbers, right? So if anybody can sing and hasn't decided to pursue it, now might be the time to
Yeah.
let's go on tour.
No, I think we should all have our children drop out of school and go to just music camps, and because they're all going to be the next Taylor Swift. Every one of them is going to have the same success as Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Just like we do with soccer and hockey and every other camp program that there is out there. Spend $1 bazillion. So
Don't
there's-
get me started on that.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Tip on hey, this is news to me. We haven't done it. We got to do. I want to do it, Jimmy. Maybe we could do it. Are you eating? Are you gonna watch football with me today?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna try this. Do you have the graphic, Pat? The corn.
I don't know where you're
Corn.
corn.
Sorry, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So this Jackie LaFlamme, who usually is with us, I haven't seen her name pop up in the chat, but maybe she is watching it. She wrote this: I'm in awe over my corn on the cob, my first time cooking it in the microwave for 4 minutes with the husk on. Cut the stem end after you take it out, and it slid right out of the husk, not a string on it. Wow, it really worked. So corn is obviously in season right now. I think they're like $5 for $2 at the Stop and Shop, or I don't know if that was Market Basket or Stop and Shop. Great corn right now. Local corn is the best corn. So sweet, so delicious. So we're gonna try this. We'll film it and we'll see how it works out. Sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blow up the place. One of the others.
Blow up the place. What is this one? Oh, right here. So this is Who wore it best?
No,
No,
we're not
no.
doing it.
We're skipping that.
Donna.
Yes, we're skipping
For the
that.
team, Donna.
Nope, for
Nope.
the team, no. Pat is a fellow female in the room, and she is not putting that graphic up.
I'm gonna do it for a split
And
second.
I did ask Mr. Drew Hale to distinguish that photo, and clearly he did not heed
Distinguish
my
it?
request. Did I say
Get rid of it?
distinguish? Extinguish.
So how about if I do it for a split second?
No, Pat's not going to do it. So why don't we just move on to another topic?
I have lived this for.
Split second.
I have lived the
I
same
enjoy-
moment with Joey, and
Paddington Bear.
Problem
and
is-
I don't. So you're lucky that it didn't become a post.
yeah.
Oh my
Because
God.
he did this of me once, and I made the mistake of reading some comments, and we're lucky I'm not still locked in a closet crying to this day. So, so
This is not me.
jackass.
This is Drew Hale. This
No,
is-
but do you
it has
ever-
nothing to do with
Do you
me.
ever like you see a picture of yourself, and we were out, we were having fun, and it's just man, the angle of the camera or whatever. That picture is not being publicized. And Drew, you and I need to have some words.
Where is Drew Hale this morning?
Where's
He is
Drew
not
Hale?
Drew
showing.
Hale is on a
He's at a field somewhere.
He's probably at a field.
Yeah.
Doing dad stuff.
Probably
yeah.
on his way here.
Next
He could
topic,
be on this
please.
right here.
Right.
Next topic right here. This is me. This is
Wait, I got to give the background to this.
the
That's you,
Yeah.
Joey.
juxtaposing. Yes.
So this was
Wow.
Joey's first day back at the Wharf after having weekends off for most of the summer. And I went out with no shocker. I went out with Chris and Jamie on the Zodiac, and we were pulling back in. And this is Joey sitting in his chair, the very first day back, and we were like, Joey, and he didn't answer. And he didn't answer. When he finally looked up and waved, we all thought we saw a few tears coming down his cheeks as we were on the water, and he
What
was
time
not.
of day is that?
Look at that.
That's just the inside of the wharf, so
Yeah.
you can't really see.
But
I was
there he is. Look how sad he looks.
I'm like,
He
yeah,
was very sad.
misery.
It took every ounce of his energy to get out of that chair and come over and even humor us to talk to us. He
Yeah.
was so mad that we were on the water and he wasn't. So-
No, it wasn't that. It's just I just feel sorry
Yeah.
for myself. So I have one day off a week now for the next 2.5 months, which is tough. It's tough because getting up at 4 in the morning or 3:30 in the morning is
Yeah.
fucking sucks. I hate it. So anyway, there's that. There is that. Artist designing a boat that makes it appear to be sinking. I thought that this was pretty funny.
Very nice.
Good morning from Maine, John.
So how crazy is that? This guy actually designed a boat that will float perfectly safely, that just like that.
So how
So
do you drive it? How does it move forward?
I'm
I
sure.
don't think you drive it. I think it's just like installed somewhere.
Oh, that's a good use of it.
It's
No,
like
I think it's actually a boat because it's got a thing.
What?
I think I think it. See, there's a little motor back there. There's a little thing. So-
I would not.
well, he's an artist. You
I
think
might
he
get
actually
on
the
that boat.
artist actually made a functioning boat.
Yeah.
French artist designed a boat to make it look like it's sinking. I thought
Right.
it was like an art installation.
I would definitely get on that boat, but absolutely no drinking at all because I don't think I could sit there and enjoy any type of drink or a few. And
So the summer is
Wow.
almost over, and we saw that this listing came back on the market, Topside
Mm.
Grill, and the listing right there is back on the market. So we can only assume, we haven't heard, that Fishtails is probably not going to happen. That's what we're going, because I get asked this at least 3 to 4 times a week. When is Topside, when is Fishtails going to open? When is Fishtails going to open? And I didn't really have an answer. And then this listing was sent to me just recently. So unless there's anyone has information to the contrary, that it seems to be where we are right now.
Certainly wouldn't be the time of year to
No.
open something up.
No.
it was just, I guess, so many things that were just bringing it down. He just, how low can you go? You're fighting out of a hole already to get this thing done for busy season and what people want. And then you keep getting shoved lower in the hole. I guess after a certain point, you just kind of say, okay, you win.
You win. So here is so on the inverse of that, it's football season today. For college football now, pro football today, And we did a little. I did a little brief video at Harbor 9 when we were there the other day, and I'm going to play that for you right here. Massachusetts up at Gloucester Crossing. We got some golf simulator action over there. We got 15-foot plus screens with the game. We got the mute sound on. We got TVs behind the bar. We got one of the prettiest bars in town. We got Teddy.
How you doing?
What's going on, guys?
Not much. We got football. We've got food. We've got drink. We've got new things on the menu. We've got Sunday Ticket. We've got the Red Zone channel. It's going to be on Bay 5. Anytime we have football in here, any out of the market games, we're going to put every game. Patriots always going to be middle TV, sound on. First come, first serve. If you're a Bears fan, if you're a Bengals fan, whatever it may be, first comes in, tells me they want a game on, we put that game on for you on a separate TV. We have new quesadillas that are on the menu. We're doing a Big Mac inspired quesadilla. We're gonna be smoking wings. We got a big smoker. We're doing unbelievable smoked wings. We're gonna probably do 120 plus until we sell out football Sunday. Cheap, $13. You're getting a pound of wings, between 7 and 8 wings. Sauces on the side. We've got Jay.
Hey, how we doing?
Jay, he's gonna be doing every Sunday. He's gonna be our football bartender, but he's here Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So if there's football, he's here. He's your bartender.
I'll be the face every Sunday.
Face every Sunday. Food specials. Can't do drink specials, but there'll be all the drinks, all the good stuff. We got a new menu that's coming out here in about a week. So everybody's gonna be happy. It's gonna
I
be
can't
fun.
imagine.
Football season, sports bar, full sound.
I can't imagine a better place. You got the televisions are awesome. The seating,
15-foot screens.
the seating is awesome. All right, we're gonna stop talking. I'm gonna pan. I want you to turn up the volume so people can get an idea. Oh, baby. It's awesome. All right, football Sunday coming
All
up.
Sunday, not even Sunday. What is it now? Monday, Thursday, Saturday. So
Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Monday, and you have college on Saturday. So we got
Saturday,
5
college,
days
you
of
got 5
football
days.
right now.
5 days.
Let's go. Boom.
LFG.
There you go. I'll tell you, I for decades, people around town have said, what Gloucester really needs, Gloucester needs a real sports bar. Like a sports bar that has the sound on, has the
big
games,
TVs,
the big TVs.
Multiple TVs.
Yes. Like, I love Minglewood is one of my favorite places in town. Great pub food and stuff like that. Audio is not generally on the TVs.
Right.
I like for big games, I
You want the audio.
I want the audio,
Yeah.
and I'm just one of those guys. There's other places, but I want to see this place succeed because I want to have a dedicated Gloucester sports bar, and
Right.
it's beautiful. They had a slower summer. I went there because I just love the layout. I love the bar. It's never really cramped in there. It's well laid out, and the people are super friendly. So I think this winter is going to be a lot of fun there. We're going to spend some time there for sure.
Nicole, I thought it was great that with all the screens and everything else, you went over to play that little side game.
I did. I went over and played Golden Tee.
That's what
Jim watched my fall from mighty to like last. I was in second place until like the 13th hole, and then
I never understand.
and then all of a sudden I like tanked, and then I got frustrated.
I never understand those games. So when I saw her play,
I
I had
love
to
it.
go over and find out what it was all about.
I am a big fan of Golden Tee, and Teddy told us that he thinks he has, well, this was like a little tiny one, like Pac-Man style, but he thinks he has a massive Golden Tee coming in, which, because I haven't used a simulator yet, but I'll play Golden Tee all day long with a beer in my hand.
In
saying.
1986, I was bartending at the pub at Bentley College,
Wow, here we go.
and we had Golden Tee in 1986.
Amazing.
That's how long that franchise has
Wow.
been going on, and people would spend hours playing.
And
Would
you
it
had
surprise
Pac-Man.
you to know that we had a full-size Golden Tee in our old house before we moved here?
It did not.
Does anyone?
No,
would
no,
that surprise any
not
of
with
you?
Mike Rogers.
I
no.
wish I knew where that went because I always wanted one.
We sold it. Yeah. Ooh, some guy came and
They have a lot of, you can buy a lot of those old
Yeah.
consoles like Pac-Man, all those like the
I hope
real
my
ones that they
husband's
had at the
ears are
arcades.
not-
Yeah.
I think they're only like $200-300.
It depends, but the whole thing with these games now, though, is the software. Like the software, like if you want the legit newest version, it's all done now with software and stuff.
Yeah.
So you got to get
No,
the
I'm talking about-
upgrades, and every year
Years-
it comes out.
Years
and-
ago, I bought an old Pepsi machine that you put the 15 cents in or whatever the quarter, and you pull out the glass bottle.
Yeah,
And
we
you
had
open the
one
door
of those
up.
for Coke.
I filled it all up with beer.
Oh,
So
wow.
my friends would come over, and
Yeah.
then I put a whole bin of quarters
Yeah.
on top. And I would say, because it was 25 cents, it was an old one.
So we
So I
had
would
a
say,
Coke
come on
machine.
over, put the quarter in,
Yep.
pull out the beer you want.
I'm sure my husband's listening, but of course, the Rogers Playhouse, we had a Coke one of those. But we used to put Cokes and sometimes some beers. But how cold were those drinks?
Really?
Refrigeration
Yeah.
like you've never
Yeah.
seen,
Oh,
right?
it's cold.
Yeah.
The
it was
old
great.
style.
You would love it.
So
Big
cold.
call. I need my alcohol cold. Pat, so if you share the podcast and type shared, we have a prize today. This is a heavy cotton.
Where's Pat? Where's Pat?
Good morning,
Where's
Gloucester long sleeve tee.
It's very nice.
It's very heavy,
A
very
nice
nice,
weight.
very nice weight.
XL size.
And
I will
Very
bring it to the
nice.
store with me today.
Yep.
For
Very nice.
pickup.
Very
It'll
nice.
be at the store today, and if you don't pick it up today, and if you don't get it before next week's podcast, it goes back into the podcast prize. We're not going to chase people around, and we're not going to store prizes into infinity. That's just not going to happen. So share the podcast, and you get a chance. Mike Rogers just shared it. Paula Ryan O'Brien just shared it. Brenda
Oh,
Grimes
hi, Paula.
Davis shared it.
Like once that
How many
shirt.
shares are we up to, Pat?
12.
Ooh, 12. I think you got a good shot of winning right there. Patriots season predictions. Now, last year we fucked this up because we didn't count the right number of games. There's 18 games with one bye week, so there's 17 games in the season. And Pat, I always make the graphic, and then I can defer to the graphic as the season goes on. Pat, you never like to participate in this. So, and any of our viewers that want to participate, we will include you in the list that I will publish on the blog and defer it back to at the end of this regular season.
I want to go first. I'm not swayed by your answers.
Nicole, okay.
So wait,
I'm going to
I'm
go
very
6 and 11.
confused.
Hold on a second. What?
Oh, so
What are you confused?
so this is like a contest. We pick the record.
No, you're picking the closest to what the actual record at the end of the season will be
For the
Okay.
Pats.
for the Patriots, of course.
All right. So you give a number. Okay, I got to think.
So Nicole has 6 wins and 11 losses, 6 and 11. All right, Jimmy.
Nicole, that's I think that's a little bit on the generous side.
You
So
do?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go 5 and 12.
5 and 12. I see. Someone else wrote. Mike Bertolino has 6 and 11. Mike Bertolino. See, I'm not sure which Mike Bertolino that is. Is that Berto or is that the electrician? Okay. Paul Ryan O'Brien says 8 wins, so 8 and
9.
Paul Ryan.
Lynn Scannell has
Phil
4
Scannell.
13. Phil has 4 and 13.
Phil
We got some
Scannell.
very non-optimistic people.
4 and 13. I think that's a pretty good guess.
So then, what do you do every week? What do you post?
We're not posting anything. We're going to revisit this towards the end of the season.
Oh, I see. Okay.
What's your guess? Donna Rogers?
6 wins, 5 wins. I guess I'll say 7 wins.
7.
and
Funny,
12.
the same
as your
exact thing that her
husband.
husband just said. 7 to 10.
And Michael
Oh,
That
7,
makes
10.
it nice and easy.
and
That's-
Michael.
That's the Rogers guess. 7, 10.
7 and 10. Mike
Ooh,
Crescio.
3 and 14. Jeepers.
3 and 14. Okay, there's that. Oh, I got to take this.
Do you have a-
Oh, Felicia's chiming in from Sicily. Hello.
Oh wow.
Jimmy's in
Jimmy,
charge.
just keep reading
Yep,
that.
you got it. This okay. What else? Do we have anybody else in there, Pat?
No.
Did
but
we get Steve Conti in there?
No, I
where
didn't.
is it? Oh, there
9,
it is,
8.
9 and 8. I see it.
Steve Conti 9 and 8.
Steve is a little
Steve
more
9 and 8.
optimistic.
All right, Steve.
Annie Roshan is 3 and 14.
Wow. 314.
We don't have
Steve
Joey's
Conti's
number
9
yet.
and 8.
Now, Steve, were you doing that just because there hasn't been another one, so you could have a possibility of having it all by yourself?
Maybe.
Yes, that's why he did it.
I wonder if that's why, right? Anybody else in there? That's it. That's all our guesses so far. Okay, Joey C. I am gonna go. I'm going 5 and 12, and I think that's being optimistic. All right, we have all of everything has been logged, and we will see. Why does it say leave?
If you want to participate, you have to send it to Joey by Pat.
Mhm.
Pam is 6 and 11.
Steve Conti says yes and no, so that was kind of part of his
Yes,
reasoning for the strategy because no one else did it. All right, there's that. Well, there's no prize, so okay. So
Bragging rights, right?
I would like to be wrong.
Okay.
Who's
I
this?
would like it to be a better season, but
Oh
I put
yeah.
it up, so I'm just writing it.
Pam Dowdy. Okay, there's that. Okay, and let's see here. Do we have any other topics? Or
Best thing you
best thing we ate.
you-
Okay, I'll start because I have
Please.
actually I uploaded a picture. This is the best thing I ate this week. And I've been using my little griddle that I got last fall during Black Friday, and I've been making
Oh,
cheesesteak bombs, but without the bread. I've been making them 2 or 3 times a week, and they've been phenomenal. That is the best thing I ate this week.
Oh, I don't know. Your steak tips were.
The steak tips, the steak tips
Yeah,
were good.
that was-
Yeah, they were on sale. Annie Roshan's going to the Miami game on October 6th. Always wanted to do that. I can't get away this time of year though. Okay, who wants to go next? Best thing they ate this week.
I had over at the Lobster, they had a special. I
oh.
believe they call it the lobster salad.
Ooh.
It was a Cobb salad with lobster pieces, but the way they had it all situated when it came up,
Presentation. was
yeah, the presentation.
Do we have a picture?
when it walked up, I don't know if
That's
Pat
okay.
can grab it, but when they brought it out, everyone stopped
No
and turned
way.
around and looked at it. And they thought it was like my birthday or I was one of those foodie guys that's on
Yeah.
TV. I just kept staring at it. I didn't
Oh,
even,
that's
first of all, I
awesome.
know the rule. You don't eat until Pat takes a picture. So I knew the rule, but she took a picture and I still couldn't touch it. It looked that good. And boy, was it tasty. It was very tasty.
Mm.
now I'm hungry.
Oh, wait one second. We have someone that just came in with a 0 and 17. Nancy Knott with
Oh.
a 0 and 17.
Ooh.
So Annie Roshan had that salad as well and says she loves it. It's delicious. Nicole?
I don't. So some weeks I don't eat out at all, and I always say that. But this week I had a good foodie week. This week I went to Yellow with a bunch of friends.
I
Oh,
haven't been all
Um,
season.
Yeah, I went to
Love that
Yellow with
place.
my six of my best 7 of us tried to get together for everyone's birthdays and whatnot. So all 7 of us were available, and I loved everything. I can't tell you, I didn't. We got a bunch of appetizers and we split a bunch of entrees, and I can't even. The names of things are a
Their
little bit
chicken
tricky
wings.
there.
Their chicken wings are really
We
good.
didn't get chicken wings, but we
yeah.
got like 7 things, and it was all phenomenal. We also I went to Tono this week, where I always get the burrata, and I've talked about that before. It's always phenomenal. But my favorite thing that I haven't mentioned before was at Mile Marker. I was there with Chris and Jamie, and we got a few different appetizers, and we got the crispy cauliflower, which doesn't sound like super exciting, but it was phenomenal.
No,
And
that's
I
good.
think they would
I like
both
that.
agree. They both said it was.
I get that. I always get
amazing.
that when I go to Minglewood, and I like it.
Yeah,
But the key
this
is it's got to be crispy.
Yeah. Well, this was
Not soggy.
the opposite of that. Like in the middle, it was like so tender. It almost didn't feel like cauliflower. It almost felt like a scallop. It
I
was
agree,
so good.
and I love that there, but I don't like what I call drowned. Sometimes you
no.
get some places and they drowned it. in
Yeah.
it. That's why I always say, give it to me on the side.
It's like
I
that
gotta have
schoolhouse
it on the
rock.
side.
Don't drown your food. That little guy.
I didn't really eat out this week, but except for once, we went to Tono and I tried that the half chicken, boneless, and it was very good.
All right, Pat.
Also didn't go out a lot this week, but I want to give a shout out to Vita Bella. They are hitting the mark, and the Tuscan chicken was
Fantastic.
Peter Bell is great place.
Mhm.
One of those places that
Yeah.
not enough people know about, and
Yeah.
I think they had a slow start, and they need to.
they're hitting the
People
mark.
people need to know about
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I've gone twice now, and really was really impressed both
We went
times.
with a group. The group was served well. We've gone with Maverick, so it's and the other kids in that family group, and that was a hit. And we've just been ourselves.
And they're
So-
open on Mondays as well.
And they're open on Mondays, which is and for lunch. So that's
Yeah,
also
yeah.
huge.
Yeah, so there's that. Well, I have to tell you, I met these guys on Instagram. They're pretty big. Sir Michael of House Pellegrino, and his "What did you eat today, sir?" is the name of their Instagram account, and they have over 30,000 followers on Instagram, which is a lot. But he's doing like North Shore area food reviews, and when we go out to eat, if we go someplace and we don't like it, we won't eviscerate the place.
No.
We just won't say anything because we're locals and we understand stuff like that. This guy actually gives honest like reviews, and he makes them actually very entertaining. And he's not going to foo places per se. He's going to like sub shops and pizza joints. And so he was at Castaways yesterday, and they went from Castaways, they went to Rhea Pizza Napolitano, and then I think they were going to Oak to Ember after that. But I'm looking forward to seeing you have to see. I posted their thing on the blog last night. Follow these guys. So if they have one of them that's posted to the top of the blog, and it's Dunkin' Donuts, and this one was like more of a comedy skit one, poking fun of them. Really well done, and I think they're coming on the podcast next Sunday.
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
Yeah, so they're really funny guys. And
One thing I noticed, Joey, places are still open for dinners and luncheon and everything else. A lot of people change their hours. They're calling it fall hours. I can't believe we're saying that. But I know that some places, because people are asking, is this still open? Are they still here? Because I think it's seasonal. Maybe because Cape Cod, we've heard they shut down at certain point, like Labor Day. Okay, we're done. But places are still open. They may have changed their hours. You should check for sure. But like the food trucks are still out. The Napoleon's there, and the gentleman that does the sausage on the boulevard, he's still out there. Killing it.
I saw Ross Franklin at Harbor 9, and he wrote me that night and talking about how he's out, and his spot happens to be in Plum Cove, and I don't think he's doing a crazy amount of business out there, and he wishes he could be in town. And he was saying he wishes there were more in town food truck spots. So I don't know. So then we're just going to follow up with some of these comments. Steve Conti, my mother's favorite thing she ate this week was the lobster bisque at the hotel, a bargain for $16. Annie Rochon says they went to Vita Bella with a group on Labor Day, and she had the Thanksgiving dinner special. I assume that she liked it for her to mention it. So there's that. All right. How many shares do we have, Pat?
We are at 12.
12 shares. Okay. And we are going.
While you're doing that, real quick, I want to thank all my parents again for the short notice and getting everybody there. And we had a blast. And Lauren, and DR, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Also, while Joey is counting, thinking of Mark Leonard's family today as they have his celebration of life and memorial service.
Yeah.
Tough day for a lot of people, and I hope they get to share some great memories and
It's Lucky
take solace
Pistachio's
in being
birthday, too.
together.
Lucky Pistachio's birthday.
Oh, nice.
It's Lucky Pistachio, Susan Gould Gloviello.
Yes.
See, we would have. That's
Chris would have been all over.
Chris
that.
would have been all over.
Maybe not.
And happy birthday to Paul Gamber this week.
Nice.
Did we say that last week?
No.
I felt like we did. Oh, maybe I said it in a post.
Well, now we've said it
I said it
twice.
in a post, I think. Yeah. All right. So this is reset. 1 to 12 done. All right, close that. And here we go for the shirt. It needs to be picked up at the shop before next Sunday's podcast. And number 12.
Number 12.
Last person.
Paula Ryan O'Brien.
Paula, well, she doesn't need to pick it up, I guess, because she has a sister that might be able to get that to her.
I will set it aside.
All right, Paula Ryan O'Brien, thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. It's good to be back. Not here to work, but to podcast. It's nice to be back. Go Pats! Hoping for the best. We don't know what it's going to look like today, but we'll be watching. We're going to go out with our friend Annie Brobst because she was the last person to come on the podcast with us, so we'll go out with her. Everybody have a great day. Thank you, guys. Thanks for coming.